on some levels, many of what we might call the skeptic deniers are very anxious to have their voices heard. Mark was very excited to talk to us, which was surprising. And every time I would ask a hard question, Mark never flinched. He was more than happy to jump right in. And on some levels, there was a certain level of honesty in his response. And I was just amazed. There were a number of people that we wanted to talk to, actually people that we flew to meet, who then backed out at the last second as well. So we never quite knew who would actually show up and who wouldn't. Tobacco became this great analogy because ultimately it's a film about inconvenient science, and the people around tobacco mastered that. They were truly fantastic. There was the man around the couches, Peter Sparber. He was someone I called up. Those reporters went after Peter Sparber for 3 years, and he would never return a call. They went to his house, he wouldn't open the door. And I called him up, and he called me back right away. And I thought I was playing me. I wasn't playing him. He's very good at what he does. But I said, you know, we're doing a film about, on one level, science denial, and you're so good at it. And you said, if you can do tobacco, you can do anything, and we'd love to have you in our picture. And he thanked me so much. And I said, you know, it's also about climate and Jim Hansen. And he goes, you know, I could take a garbage man, and you could take Jim Hansen, and I could get America to believe the garbage man. And I said, that's why we'd like you in our film. And I said, you know, you can make a good film without me, and I could lead a good life without you. So, and that's the last I ever heard of him. Naomi Oreskes and Eric Conway brought in the fact that it's about ideology. Those were legitimate major scientists who started to deny climate right after the fall of the Berlin Wall, Seitz and Singer. So I think it was their fear of regulations and socialism that prompted them to combine. You know, here were legitimate, I mean, major scientists who went to work for the tobacco industry. Someone had asked Seitz, you know, do you feel comfortable as former head of the National Science Academy working for tobacco in the 80s when we all knew it was terrible? Money is green, I can do it. I mean, there's the other reason is obviously the oil companies and the coal companies will fight to the death to be able to keep extracting money out of the ground. It's a little, it was an article I read, and they quoted Jack Benny, where, you know, it was notoriously cheap. And said he was held up at gunpoint, and the thief said, your money or your life. And he said, give me a minute to think about it. I think that's where we're at with the climate situation now. The oil companies are not ready to walk away from the money, or the coal companies. So there's financial reasons, there's ideological reasons, and there's tribal reasons. People just stay with their tribe, and hopefully Bob Inglis can help move that tribe to a sensible position, along with George Shultz and numbers of Republicans who would like to be active and accept the science, and then let the real debates on how to solve this come into play. And that's, and I think that can start to happen. You know, it can all turn pretty quickly, though time is a really important issue here. We have to put a cost on carbon. We're throwing garbage into the air. We have to put a cost on it. Then we can figure out what the solution is once we deal with that real cost, whether it's free market, and that's a real conversation to be had. But the denial of the science is not a real conversation.